Why, hello there. Good afternoon. I hope you guys are all doing well. Good afternoon, Paula and Sunshine. Hi, Beth and Maggie. Hi there, Sue and Audrey. Susie, Grandma Susie and Kiwi. Hi, how are you? I hope you guys are doing well. Grandpa Mike, if you're nearby, we say hello. We said goodbye to Juno yesterday. She got picked up by her mom and her sister. She's such a good dog. We love her so much. Let's see what else. Myra she's begun her bout of morning sickness. We thought she might get away with it, but she's been acting kind of like lethargic lately and just really slowing down, and it's not her size. So we were suspecting that she wasn't feeling too well. She's also not been eating as much food. She's still eating quite a bit. She vomited yesterday, and just like a little bit of water and like one bite of food. It was like 1.5 kibbles. But so she's not like throwing up substantially or anything. But they get morning sickness just like we do. So not usually as bad from what I remember. But just like in people, it's always different. Some of the dogs will vomit like once or twice a day, and sometimes, at least like what appears with Myra, they'll vomit like, here and there. Some of our dogs escape completely without getting any morning sickness. They just stop eating as much as they start getting bigger. But I think Paris found a fly. And now Vienna spots in it, and now Mocha, and now everybody's getting excited for the fly. Hi, Remy. You're such a good girl. What else do I want to share with you guys? I feel like there's something to share. I shared a video. If you missed it, I've made a video this morning. Just kind of a simple one, nothing crazy. I took the dogs outside, and I initially took them outside to get a thumbnail. I never got my thumbnail. But they were being so good and just being so sweet that I just decided to take a video of them. And so if you missed it, you should check it out. It's on our channel page. But it was, we get asked a lot, like how the dogs do when we just take them outside. And for the most part, the dogs just they usually stick together. If they break off into groups, they still will stick with each other. Occasionally, we'll have a single lone wanderer that wants to chew on Gumby. There you go. And so, like, even in the video, Myra started, it looked like she found a scent that she liked, because she just, she was just kind of walking along, looking around, playing with everybody, and then she put her nose down and was off. And so all it usually takes is just calling their name, and they'll be like, oh, yeah. But what else? I've got another video that I want to share for tomorrow. I'm working on editing now, but Piper was being a stinker, and I started to panic because I was like, oh my God. I originally took out like 5 dogs to keep it small, and the dogs that kind of worked their way started behind the garage, and I was like, oh my goodness, Piper's not with us. And so I'm looking around and see Piper. I had 2 blenheims, 2 tricolors, and then Piper. And so I was looking for our 3rd tricolor, and I go around to the front, and she's such a good girl. She was waiting up for everybody at the front door. I was so proud of her. Her family said that, just to make sure that she may not be so good about sticking around. And so we go outside with her each time to keep a close eye on her. Stop chewing on it. You're such a good girl. She's doing so well. You're such a good doggy. You are. You're a good doggy. Yes, you are. Who's a good doggy? Oh, I got lipstick on you. I'm sorry. Hi, Pom. Hi, sweetie. Who's a good girl? Daisy. Who's a good girl? Yeah. Hi, sweetie pie. Hi, sweets. Oh. Oh. Piper. Here. You like these? Here. You want these? Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. You have an attention deficit we gotta fill? Huh? You have an attention deficit? Did I mention that Drew's not here? Drew's not here right now. It's just me. That's why slow going when I was doing a video. Drew's been gone all morning. But what else do we got going on? What else we got going on? Huh? Myra's gonna be having her puppies in a few weeks here. Not even a few weeks, like 2.5 weeks. I'm so excited for little puppies again. I'm so excited. Hurry. But we'll be starting to take her temp on the 14th. So it's the 4th, so in 10 days we'll start taking her temperature. And her belly still hasn't completely popped out yet. She's so like athletic and muscular, and they carry their pregnancies kind of similar to how people do. And so out of this corner. And she's really athletic, has a really athletic build, and so she's got a lot of space up there. And her belly doesn't pop out right away. And so, but when it does, it's going to really pop out just because she'll be that much further along. Hi, Remy, because we can feel it growing in there. It is growing. Piper, no. You let me over here. Play with this toy. This is good to chew on. This is good to chew on. Yeah. Hi. Hi. Hi, Remy. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl, Remy? There we go. Now we're distracted. For now. And your puppy has a chewing spot, something that space like this that they like to gnaw on, and it's a bad habit. You just got to redirect them every time they do it. Redirect them, find them something else that they will like just as much or more, even better if it's more. If the spot is in a tough location, like this, try to just do something that will at least get their attention off of it so that they get busy doing something else and forget about it, which I thought we did. Like pulling out the snuffle mat. The snuffle mat would be a good choice. Well, we got too many dogs in here to pull out food. We don't want anybody getting food aggressive. The more dogs, the more crowded it gets, the riskier it is bringing food out that they have to share. If we've got like 5 or less, they do really well. But when we start having a big array of dogs from the dominant to submissive spectrum, more dominant dogs will start. They don't want to share with 9 other dogs. So, but that's bringing, if you have a snuffle mat or another toy where like a slow feeder bowl, that usually helps with, especially if they are feeling a need to chew. That helps just stimulate their brains and get them firing on all 4 cylinders, and then they won't be as inclined to chew on places that they're not supposed to be. It can be difficult to give them a toy that they just prefer over that chew spot. If you're trying to get their attention off of a spot that they've established, kind of like our dogs have established, this is like the puppy teether. They all grow out of it. That's what's funny, is they all grow out of chewing on this. Missy, she did it when she was a puppy. She doesn't anymore. Same with Spike. All of Paris, they all used to chew on it. Mocha chews on it now, and Vienna is still we're still working on Vienna. But they stop after a while. But anyway, if it's in a difficult location, like putting peanut butter inside a Kong toy is a good idea. Something that's going to hold their attention until long enough that they forget about chewing on it for a while. There are products this was 20 years ago when I got this product, but it was called Bitter Apple. And I don't know what the equivalent today might be. I don't know, maybe it still exists. But it's called Bitter Apple Spray, and it tastes like nasty. And so we got it to spray on our dog's paws because she was licking her paws until they were irritated. She had bad allergies. And so we tried to break her of the lick habit using that bitter apple spray, but it can be used for things like this too. It's safe. It's safe for pets to ingest, but it tastes like nastiness. It's the smell and the taste is just really off-putting. It's bad. But then you'll have dogs. We had one border collie who loved it. If we sprayed it anywhere in the house, she would seek out that spot and she would lick it until she didn't chew necessarily, but she if we had corners in the walls like this, she would just come and just lick this until she got it all off. It was really bizarre. Dogs can be weird about things like that, as I'm sure a lot of you know. They can have really weird quirks and be picky about things that you really wouldn't expect. What else? I mentioned in my video that I made, when I was bringing the dogs back in, I thought it was a good chance to kind of show you guys an example of when we walk through doorways for the dogs. And to expand on that a little bit, really what it's about is when dogs are going through any area, when they're eating, when they're doing anything, really, the alpha is always going to do it first. And so when we over and over again are always going through the dog first before them, that just reinforces to them that we are alpha. And so right now, if you have a dog that whenever you open the door, they just run through and just kind of leave you behind in the dust, how you can start implementing that is when you go up to a doorway, really any doorway, but a shut door is best because it's easier to control when you're still training. But what you do when you approach the doorway is you have them sit. You put them in a sit stay. We have a sit stay and then we have a wait. And just a stay is more stay, whereas wait is just hang on a second, wait for us to release you. And so one thing that we do is when we are first, when the puppies are younger and they're first learning about this, we have put them in a sit stay, and we open the door and we kind of sneak through it. But each time that they stand up from that sit, you make them sit right back down. This is our command for sit. But each time, whenever they stand up and go to follow you because they want to race you first, it really doesn't matter why, but usually that's what they're trying to do. They see you going out, and so they're getting excited. But just make sure they sit back down and don't go through until they stay on their butts. And they'll start figuring out that nobody's going outside until they sit and wait and let you go first. And so, occasionally Daisy will, and having the spray bottle has really been helpful too if your dog, the spray bottle is effective for your dog. Because it helps give us a little bit of distance. They're not, helps keep them from clamoring over each other. They're much more thoughtful about where they're going. But it can be difficult at first to, not difficult, it's not difficult. It can just be frustrating at first because your dog is so used to just going through a doorway ahead of you, not really thinking anything of it. And so when they have to sit and wait, it's usually very difficult for them to fight that urge because it's just them being excited. Usually if you have if it's more about dominance, if you have a dominant dog and that's one of their ways of trying to take some of that alpha label, it's even more essential for you to take that back a little bit. Just because each time, if you have a dominant dog that is always going past you in the doorway like that, they're not respecting you as the alpha in charge. And when your dog understands that you're alpha, you're in charge, dogs are a lot happier. They like to know that there is a leader. Missy's our alpha, but she's alpha of the dogs, and then we are alpha to Missy. And they do very well when they know, when they feel like they have a strong leader to look to, even if they're an alpha dog. If they have a strong leader to look to, they are a lot happier, they're more comfortable, they feel more secure. It's like giving children boundaries. Even if your dog is dominant, because in a household setting, a dominant dog can't take care of himself completely. They are still dependent on us. And so if they are dominant over you, they're going to be unsettled overall because they can't feed themselves. They can't open the door to let themselves outside. They can't do all of those things. And so instead of a relationship being where they, are barking and demanding at you to put them outside and you're serving them, you want to kind of reverse that role so that it's, they go outside, you let them outside and make sure they go outside, but it's on your terms. It's when, that's the wrong way to put it. Not necessarily on your terms, but they have to follow your cues. It has to be when you open the door, they're not just racing through. When you open the door, they'll still wait for you to release them. And another good way to get into that habit of, or getting your dog into that habit of waiting for your cue is putting them on a leash, and you start walking them, and then you stop and you make them sit when you stop. And we do this for walks, especially through like neighborhoods and like city walking, especially with like stoplights and traffic, because what they end up doing is as you're walking along and you approach an intersection, it just comes naturally to them to just sit down. And then they just sit and wait until you release them, whether you just say, okay, or you just start walking, across the street or wherever you're going. But it's a good way to help keep them from like continuing to go and pulling you through into the road. It's just another reminder of you being in charge, you're alpha, and for them to just continuously look for cues from you on how to behave. But the leash one, that's another easy one to just start. All you have to do is put a leash on them. A good way to really break them of that like pulling habit and to look to you is just by grabbing a handful of treats and putting them in your pocket. So they want to stay by your pocket where all the treats are. And so that helps keep them by you to start with. And so if your dog is a puller on the leash, that helps keep them back in with you. You want your dog to be walking shoulder to shoulder, if not maybe even a little bit behind you. And so having like a fanny pack of treats is a really great way to keep them closer to your side. And then especially if you put them on a leash and you want to have them, watching you, have a treat in your hand and just, walk along and ignore your dog. Just be walking along, looking straight ahead. Drew and I ought to make some videos about this. But walk along, walk straight ahead, ignore your dog, and then just stop and don't even look at them. You just stop and you tell them to sit. And you can look at them when you tell them to sit and make sure they sit down and tell them to stay or wait. But when you stop, don't look at them, just ignore them. Only when you want to let them figure out that they need to be watching you. And so by just looking straight ahead and ignoring them for a moment, gives them a moment to just wonder like, okay, what now? And then you turn and tell them to sit, and then they'll see that that's what they're supposed to do. And you do that, just to repeat that over and over again. And they'll begin learning that as they walk and as you stop, they just sit down. And but it's a good little habit to get into for safety reasons when you're walking your dog. Um, if you're ever like out and they're sprinting around, they are chasing something, or they see something that they want to chase. But there's little your nails too. And Juno loves Juno paper. Missy. But that walking, the sitting and walking is a good one to. We do that with our ESAs. All of our ESAs, we do a lot of training with walking shoulder to shoulder, and we like to use the command focus for like grabbing their attention onto us when we're like out in public. If they start like sniffing around, we tell them to focus, and they know that means to like look to us for cues. But it all kind of starts with walking them unleashed just side by side with some treats, and they will be focused on those treats. And then another thing to do too, if you have an ESA dog, is to you want to like when we teach our dogs focus. Part of that is teaching them how to ignore distractions. And so you want to, you can do this with people you can do it with strangers, you can do it with family members in the house. But, if you put on their outside vest that says that they're an ESA dog, we have a little vest for them, they know that means that they are to ignore people. They know it correlates with their training. And so whenever we're doing training exercises with them, we always put their vests on. And so like, if we tell them to focus here, they'll kind of maybe be a little confused. But they'll look at us, they'll follow the command. But dogs, hey, what are you guys getting into? To help them, teach them ignore distractions is just by having a few treats in your hand, and have it's just somebody come over and talk to you and just talk about anything, and keep your dog just looking at you, and then we just repeat, focus, Remy, focus, Remy, focus. And she just keeps eating those treats, sniffing them and eating them, and you continue having this conversation interspersed with the command of focus. And that's how we start working on the focus command. But I keep talking about making these videos. Drew and I were talking yesterday about setting aside time to make some of these videos I've been talking about. We've pulled out Paris's vest a few times here on the stream. I haven't used Daisy's in a long time. But it's kind of like, a lot of service dogs, they know that when you put their vests on, they know that it's time to work. And so with our dogs, it's not really so much time to work as much as it is that they know that it's time to really focus. Because the biggest thing is the distraction. They really need to know when we're out in public and there's a bunch of other people, they need to, the biggest hurdle we have with their training in ESAs in terms of other people is avoiding those distractions, because Cavaliers love other people. They love strangers. And so that's probably actually it's not difficult to train. It's just them fighting that desire to pay attention to everything else. It's okay. It's okay. Robin caught a fly. Did you catch that one, sweetie? She caught a fly, and so she's shaking her. I don't know if it got stuck in her throat or what. Robin, where did it go? Did you get a hole in Gumby? Hi, Piper. Who's a good girl? You're so pretty. Yes, you are. Hi, Vienna. Hi. Hi, Remy. Hi, Remy. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. I think Vienna's a little jealous of Mocha's friendships with everybody. Hi, Paris. Hi, sweetie. Fur in your eyes again. Everybody's got fur in their eyes. Hi, sweetie. You're a good girl. Aw, Piper, I think she just wants some loves. She's not looking for wrestling. She's looking for loves. Here, Paris. Hi, sweetie. You're a good girl. Bet your mama misses you. Oh, I want to let's pull out the newspaper. Pull out the headlines. The Happy Hound headlines. What do you think of that, Pom Pom? She's like, not if it means I have to get up. You two are so sweet together. You are. You two are so sweet together. Yes, you are. You're a good girl. Okay. Can you grab my phone, please? Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Hi there, Jan. Jan and Missy. Hi, Sally doll. Hi, Amber. Hi, There we go. That's better. Hi, doggies. All right. Man, Google's really getting weird. Oh, I see. There's more. 11 happy Piper. Jeez. How about you come sit in my lap? How's that sound, huh? Let's read about 11 happy animal news stories. Oh, India ruling grants legal personhood to all animals. According to the Better India, Justice Rajiv Sharma, in his order, said all the animals have honor and dignity. They are entitled to justice. The animals cannot be treated as objects or property. If we could hug him, we would. It says in a note, India's National Supreme Court still needs to ratify the judgment. So it's hinging on that. It's like Cambodia says no more to elephant rides in, I can't pronounce this, in a certain location. It's like Encore, and then there's an abbreviation. Canada bans whale, dolphin, and porpoise captivity. New York becomes the first state to ban cat declawing. Daisy. I'm trying to bring Daisy in here, and she just won't come in here. Daisy! Daisy! There's a fly in there that the dogs keep seeing. Okay, I think I found something. No. You do not get to chew on the kitchen table. No chewing on the kitchen table. No chewing on the kitchen table. Kitchen table, the island, kitchen furniture, whatever it is. The leg. No, Vienna! No! Otherwise, Dad's gonna build us a new one. I would rather have this one. No more chewing on it. No more chewing. No more chewing. You want something to chew on. Here, chew on this. The dogs love chewing on this guy. Here, chew on this. Try this. This. Yeah, I promise you like it. See if we can look for a happy story. Aww. Faithful dog waits outside hospital for sick owner. I've heard these stories before, and they're always so wonderful. Let's see. I can't pronounce this guy's name. I'm gonna tell you how it's spelled, and then I'll just say my version of it. It's spelled Cemal. Small Centurk needed to go to the hospital. His loyal pet, Bon Coop, escaped from their apartment and followed the ambulance to the nearby hospital where she waited each day for 6 days. Centurk's family was made aware of Bon Coop's whereabouts, and she was brought back home. But after Bon Coop was brought back home, she managed to escape again. Why is everybody chewing this up now? Come on, guys. Paris? No, not you. No. We're just trying to read some good news, some good doggy news. Let's come have some positivity. Come on. Even Piper doesn't mind anymore. Here. Okay, let's try to at least get one article. No. Vienna. Stop. Let's scoop you up and bring you over here too. Come here, Vienna, you stinker. Okay, here. I can use my 2 hands on the dogs. There we go. Okay. But after Bon Coop was brought back home, she managed to escape again and returned to the hospital each day The hospital's International Patient Center director told CNN. Hospital staff quickly grew very fond of Bangkok. They fed and took care of Centwork's canine companion while she waited each and every day by the hospital entrance for her beloved owner to be discharged. Sorry, I don't want to get a copyright strike. I'm going to just find a picture or like a still of the doggy. Vienna. So here's the. All right, Piper. Here's your bone. Here's the doggy waiting outside the entrance. There's a better shot of her. Hey, Cindy, how are you? How's Louie? Oh my gosh, is it his birthday? It is his birthday. It is their birthday, March 4th. That's right. So when I had May, my due date was March 4th. And then when I met Drew, I found out that Philip, my oldest stepson, his firstborn, his birthday is March 4th. And then Daisy's first litter was born on March 4th. And so March 4th has all kinds of stuff going on. March 4th is an exciting day. And you're not going to chew up our leg over here, which, oh man, you guys really are doing a number to it. Holy shnikes. We should like wrap that. Let's see. Oh, let's give these guys some ice cubes. Oh, goodness. Sorry, Remy. You're crazy. I'm gonna trim some doggy nails. Trim it. Paris is like finally back to her ideal weight that we've been working on for a year. We're so proud of her because she never got like, dogs, they should have a waist. When you look down at them, they should have a nice healthy waist. You shouldn't be able to see their bones or count their ribs. They should have still like a nice layer of fat, going around them. But you should be able to see a waist. And Paris was starting to look, she didn't look like a football. Football is always very concerning. They should never look like a football from above. But she was starting to look like a sausage. Like she was just very well rounded out and just straight on her sides. And we have had a heck of a time getting her appetite under control. Because she just has ever since we had to spay her. She was always in really good physical shape until we had to spay her. And then after we spayed her, it's like her metabolism slowed down in the sense that everything she ate went straight to her legs. But it also it also didn't seem, but on the other hand, it seemed fast because she was always hungry. We would feed her and she'd be good for a couple hours and then she'd be asking to be fed again. So we're really proud of her for getting back down to a nice healthy weight. Yeah, sweetheart. Your nails are good, sweetie. I see, we gotta work on your nails. I'm sitting on an ice cube. Oh. Paper. I'm not gonna be able to do this either, am I? Neither of you will let me. Huh? Easy stuff. Paper. Here, try this. Oh, Paris. Stop. See. Dad. You let me do your teeth? Oh, they look so good. Your teeth look so good, sweetie. Just get that one little spot. Good girl. All right, then. Oh. Oh. What's up, Pom Pom? These aren't as bad as nail clippers. Paper. Okay. Piper. Piper. Here. Piper. Here. Come on. Good girl. All right, look at this. I would really like to trim some nails. We're gonna have to wait till Dad gets home, huh? You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Missy, you're so close. Stop. Stop, Missy. Oh. Oh. Oh, Piper. All right. Why? Missy will not let me.
No!
Yeah, they could. They don't need to. They could. They probably love to go outside a bit. I was gonna say I've been arguing with Piper about on she as soon as she realized that I didn't want her to gnaw on the leg over there, she pulled like that.
Oh, jeez.
And just like I didn't have that laugh on the bone, like going to town on it. But as soon as I put her down, and I even put the bone over there with her. I was like, okay, well, I'll just clip Missy's nails because Missy's nails clip off. So, give up. I got the stream started though.
What's that?
I got the stream started. I got through one Happy Hound headline.
One Happy Hound headline?
Yeah.
Was it a good one?
It was a good one, but we got to spend like a minute on it because the dogs were being persnickety.
Are you hungry?
Perfect.
Would you like a bowl or would you like a plate?
Bowl actually would be great.
I got you a box of orange chicken and a box of fried rice.
Did you sports
They did not. I did grab.
Oh, how do you forget to grab forks from Panda? That's like when you get the most.
I was like, oh. Come on, hungry home. What are you guys doing? Wait, oh, jeez. Corn cobs. The dog. Where'd you find that corn cob? Out in the field? Did you get that corn cob from the field? Silly Vienna dog. Are there more corn cobs over here? What are you guys eating? Oh yeah, you are eating the corn. Silly dogs. No, silly dogs. So silly. Silly buddy.
All right, Stacy, Mocha, Myra. Hush. Good doggies. Good doggies. Relax a little bit. Relax a little bit. Mom, Dad, we have a really heavy package.
Hush. Lay down. You too. Piper out. Lay Piper out. Bark, bark. Bark, bark, bark. Bark. Brad. Package.
Yep, it's really heavy.
Really heavy. Hey! Up. Hush. Hush. Love you this. Hush.